Hello, welcome back to Blender CC LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to show you a very simple effects that you can do with Blender 4.2. It's currently alpha, so give it a try. It's actually really fun. It's a kind of like a curly curl type of effects that can reveal like a secret message. Okay, so you might think, okay, that seems to be complicated, right? But with the latest blender, actually the experimental blender, it's actually quite easy, and you can see this you can recreate these effects simply by using three presets in blender that's related to curve and hair, and you're still using like procedural geometry nodes. So currently I think what's gonna happen is that grease pencil blender grease pencil blender curve will sort of merge and blend into one, and then including the hair simulations, and you can actually render this as a hair, but at the moment I'm just rendering it as a curve. So I'll probably show you not the whole thing, just the step by step. So the whole presets will be inside the asset browsers, right? All of this you can play around with them. I think I showed you before in the previous video some of the effects, but I'm gonna show you the geometry nodes. Once you use the preset, you only need 5 steps. I will hide some of these. So there's a rolling, so the one that's doing the final effects is this rolling one, and I'm only animating this roll length, and I have a keyframes there. I can get rid of it. So this is the secret message, and the way I animate it, just playing around with the roll length. So by default it's kind of like squiggly lines like this, and if you unroll it, it will reveal the secret message. So that's the whole effects right there. All I did to this was just to use the curl and roll. So it's like curling two, one of them is doing like a spiral excuse me, one of them is doing a spiral on the lines, the other one is just doing curling. Okay, rolling and curling at the same time, so you get that effects. Okay, what's really cool, of course, here you can have full control. You can turn this into let's see, like a cables, right? You can increase the radius. So at the moment I have 2 curve, I think. One is thin and the other one is thick, and it's pretty random, but that's the effects. And I currently have I specify 1 curve here, or yeah, I can specify more. That's because of this duplicate hair curves. I can have more or less, and I think this is really cool because it's really simple because of these presets. Otherwise otherwise if you're building the whole thing manually, it's gonna be like super complicated like that. So this comes the presets comes with Blender 4.2. So let's take a look. So the writing, okay, first of all we need to resample the curve, right? So originally this is a curve. It's not grease pencil, but you can actually use grease pencil in 4.2. You can apply these effects into grease pencil, so the grease pencil can do the curl and roll as well. But you write something or you draw something, doesn't matter, as long the stroke, I think as long the stroke is like connected, or like a simple stroke. I don't know what it's like. What am I writing? It's like a kanji for turtle. I don't know. Maybe better just draw character. Maybe that's like a secret message, right? And you can You can resample the message, and then you can randomize it. You can first set up here. I'm duplicating the curve, so from original, this is the original. I just duplicated a few times. You can adjust the viewport amount. You can control when it's duplicated. You can have radius as well, so it can be more like expanded like that. Distribution shapes, just randomize that a little bit. That's the first procedure. The next one, curl hair. You can have maximum effects of the curl. Subdivide. Actually, you need the subdivide. And there's a curl start, because it's like a hair. You can have curl start, but and the curl end. Okay, this is the radius. There's a vector start and vector end as well. You can adjust this, or just keep the number, keep these two numbers the same. The frequency of the curl. So if too much curling is kind of become smaller. Random offset. Here, give it some randomness. Randomize the seed. So this vector will actually combine together with roll hair. So this is the roll hair with the roll length. So once you increase the length, it's gonna be like that, right? It's unrolling itself. So maybe I kind of have it like that. This one is like 0. So we want the roll more, and this one the twisting less. So this is the effects. That's the effects that we're gonna get. So as it's unrolling, we're starting to get the secret message. Like that, right? It's kind of fun. You can play around with the typography of this. Maybe you want to write blend full life. And this is what you give. So maybe at the moment it's like a secret message. I don't know, if you give like the correct seed, it's gonna unroll and it's gonna reveal the secret message. Blend full life. Pretty cool, right? So, and the final one is just controlling the radius, I think. Yeah. And I have this randomness, so you can have random value here set to the curve radius, and this one will also affect the curve itself. You can actually you can actually have it like that, you know, like every point of the curve will have a different radius, right? Or you can use the curve index, plug into the index, so now the curve can be thin or thick depending on this value. So it's based on the number of curve that's being used. So these duplications can increase. So we have like a cables. You can actually try, I believe, using the asset browser. You can try. So we use the curl. Just attach blend freeze. Okay, we can perhaps use hair curve noise as well. So this can go up. Let me decrease this. Oh, actually, let's decrease this length. Have a bunch of curve, hair curve noise. Okay, maximum noise with the distance, so now it's more noisy, affecting the shapes. And then we can scale the noise, right? Scale along the curve. Okay, offset per curve. Now we have more messy type of curve, and we can add a freeze as well, freezy. So noise and freeze can go up, the distance of the freeze, the shapes, keep the shapes, maybe preserve the length, or don't worry about that. It's basically everything related to kind of hair. Now we can curl, and okay, curl, maybe not too much curl, reduce the frequency of the curl, or just have it like that. And then roll. The roll is the final effects. You can keyframe the length. Now, okay, so now we use all the effects to create this writing. So the final effects is this radius. Go back to geometry nodes. Maybe bigger radius. Okay, so now we have 4 type of complex hair effects: freeze, curl, noise, affecting our writing. You can curl, roll, actually don't roll, that's what we want. So have it like that at the very beginning. Everything's rolling. Keyframe using I, and at the end of the keyframe we can have this at 0. Keyframe again. Now we have the unrolling effects. Okay, I think if you combine the curve into a single curve, so the rolling can happen. So at the moment the rolling happens on every strokes, but you can also separate or make it so the unrolling happens to all the curve. If the stroke is like a single stroke, you can combine the curve that way instead of having multiple curve. So I'm reducing the number of curves, which we get these effects. If you have it 20, yeah, I think it's very cool. Hair, it's like a Sadako, you know, Sadako, the hairy, the woman with long hair. Sadako writing a message. There we go. So hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.